Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your boy, K. Abdul Mahid of the Civic Engagement. Want to start bringing you some update about the Democratic National Convention. The Democratic National Convention is held every 4 years, and it's a convention that's made up of delegates and party supporters. And the issue of the convention is to talk about the policies and the platform that the party will embrace for the next 4 years. So it's basically to talk about the policy and the platform that the party will be embracing for the next 4 years. So that's what, in essence, the convention is all about. And so you're going to be hearing from a lot of great speakers of the parties, former president, state governors, congressional speakers, senators, and in essence some celebrities. But what does this mean for everyday voters? What does this mean for the everyday person that's not paying attention to the inside baseball of politics? Well, it's important because it's a way for you to hear from the horse's mouth, especially from the people that's going to be implementing the policies after it's been voted on. So it's a 4-day, and Monday, the first day of the convention, is lined up with some great speakers. And the headline that kicking it off the park tonight is President Joe Biden. President Joe Biden is going to be the headline speaker for tonight. And before Biden will take the stage, there will be a series of first ladies. So Jill Biden, the wife of President Joe Biden, will speak. And Hillary Clinton, we all know the wife of former President Bill Clinton and Senator Bill Clinton and former Democratic presidential candidate. And they will lead up to Joe Biden speak. And the key topic of Joe Biden is basically, if you go back, Joe Biden said he was going to act as a bridge to future Democratic leaders. He is a bridge to future Democratic leaders, and that's the theme of his speech. And it is evident that bridge leads to Kamala Harris. So Joe Biden is going to lay out the work that he has done for the past 4 years and why it is important for the Democrat to continue with that work. Just like it was important for Joe Biden to continue the work of Barack Obama where he left off. Mind you, when Barack Obama signature legislation, the Affordable Care Act, commonly known as Obama, was a key legislation for the entire country, everybody benefit. But because it was opposed to the Republican agenda, the Republicans spent the whole of 4 years of the Trump presidency trying to repeal Obamacare, so to speak. They spent 4 years trying to repeal Obamacare, and they failed. They failed, and their presidency was lost partly because of the failure and the attack on Obamacare. Fast forward, President Joe Biden took over. President Joe Biden took over, and he was able to protect Obamacare and solidify it. He was solidified so much to the point that now they don't have that on their agenda to repeal Obamacare anymore because he had been solidified. The only reason he was solidified is because Biden was able to do a continuation of some of Obama's policies, because he was able to do continuation of some of Obama's policies, and he was able to solidify Obamacare. So that's a key example of why continuity is important within the Democratic Party. So that's what Joe Biden's speech going to lay out, and we'll all hear it in detail about continuity and what they have done. The Build Back Better, the Infrastructure Act, the deficit reduction, and trying to bring down inflation, and for everyday voters, lowering the cost of goods. And that's what we are all doing. And how you put more money in the pocket of people. So these are policies, they don't come overnight, but they are important. And you have to understand who is for the everyday voters, for the everyday people. We saw what Trump did when he was in office for 4 years. The first thing he did, he gave tax break to millionaires and billionaires, and they never even asked for those breaks. But they got it anyway, and they never turned it down. And he was hoping that it was going to trickle down, but he never did. So it was one of the biggest transfer of wealth, and for some, the continuation of their wealth. So we need somebody that's going to be there for the folks, for the people. How are you going to put your kids through college? Are you going to put food on your table? Are you going to afford to pay your mortgage? Are you going to afford to pay your rent? One job is enough, and how you need union to protect your job that you have. And that's what the Democratic agenda is really about, and that's what Joe Biden is really going to lay out, and that's what we're going to hear forward down the line. And so basically, in essence, we want to make sure that folks get the right information from the right people, and so that if you have any questions, your question will be answered. So the Democratic National Convention is laying that plan, that agenda, that policy for the next 4 years. And once the convention is over, you will see Vice President Kamala Harris ready to go on and talk about that policy all around the country. So right now it's premature for her to go ahead and talk about that in media and interview and debate. After the convention, when those policies solidify, that's when you will see the vice president will be on the road, on the campaign trail, on interviews, and on the debate stage to talk about the Democratic agenda and the policy that when she win the White House in the election, that's what she'll be implementing. So folks, that's what you expect from day one from the convention. So we'll be hearing from President Joe Biden, First Lady Jill Biden, former First Lady Hillary Clinton, and our own very own Speaker Emeritus Nancy Pelosi. So I'm excited. The Civic engagement is excited to break down some of the analysis. I'll be crisscrossing and giving you all some information as I receive it. Don't let your heart be troubled. We are not going back.